All right, today we're going to talk all things summertime pet safety. We're joined by our vet expert, Dr. Kelley Gebhardt with Happy Tails Veterinary. Also, she is answering your questions as well. So here's how you get your question to the doctor. You can ask the vet at 336-379-5775. Your question is anonymous, but it is answered in real time. All right, let's talk about the thing that makes all of us just cringe when it comes to springtime, and that is snakes. How can we as pet parents reduce the risk of snake encounters?
Well, I don't know if just living in daily life, if we can really, it's going to happen, right? Just being aware of your surroundings is the first thing. I was actually walking through my neighborhood just the other night, and there was a baby copperhead crossing the road into my neighbor's yard. So I was right away texting him saying, "Copperhead on the way." And I live in my house has a lot of woods and mulch and bushes around it. It's only a matter of time until there's going to be one in my yard. So just being aware of your surroundings is going to be the best preventative measure. If you go, say, take your dog for a walk around Battleground Park in Greensboro, I see copperheads there all the time, just on the side of the road, in the gravel even, but they love bushes, mulch, logs,
Piles of wood, right? Yep. For your campfire. Yep. Okay.
Those are the things they love. So avoiding those areas, being very mindful of it. If your pet is around those areas, that's pretty much all the best you can do. And if you do have piles of wood, then try and clean up your yard to avoid those risks. But snakes move, and they're just going from one place to the next, doing what they do. And we are going to encounter them. We're basically moving into their home. So as we move into their home and they're moving away from us, we're going to cross paths.
All right. So let's talk about how would we know if our dog got a snake bite?
So the first thing you're going to see is pain and swelling. You may or may not see fang marks, because sometimes the swelling actually closes those fang marks up and you can't actually see them until we shave the hair. You may see a little bit of blood. A lot of times we'll see a painful area swelling, tissue discoloration, bleeding. Those are the things we'll see first and foremost.
All right, so if we think something has happened, what should someone do if they think their pet has been bitten?
Yeah, so in this area, our main venomous snake is copperhead, right around the triad, right? If you do think your pet has been bitten by a copperhead or any snake that you feel could be venomous, seek veterinary care immediately. Don't apply ice packs or tourniquets, or try and cut and suck out the venom. Don't do any of those measures, because you can actually worsen the situation. The best thing is to get to a veterinarian as quickly as possible.
Okay. All right, let's move on to some other spring things. In fact, I was just talking to Tim Buckley. He said we have a whole nest with little eggs in them in the weather garden. So let's talk about some spring babies. What should someone watch out for with little baby birds?
Oh, the first thing is, remember that a lot of the times we think that little baby birds are fledglings, the ones on the ground are abandoned, but many times they're not. And so just watching from afar first to see if the parents come back is going to be really important. Fledglings are the birds between the naked little pinky birds to the fully flighted adult birds. They spend about 7 to 10 days on the ground, and that's a really important time for them to learn how to fly and learn how to adult, basically. The parents are still feeding them. It is a dangerous time because they're at higher risk of being attacked by predators, but it's an important time. So if you see a bird on the ground and they're hopping around but they can't quite fly, they are learning how to fly. Mom and dad are probably around. Watch the bird for about an hour or so, and if you don't see mom or dad come in 1 to 2 hours, then call a rehabilitator and see what you might need to do. If a bird has been attacked by something, be it a cat or a dog or other animal, and you think it's injured, then put it in a little quiet box with some lining in it, keep it quiet, and take it to a veterinarian for care.
Okay. All right. This is something that we've seen a lot in our neighborhood, the little baby rabbits. What do we do with those if we see them?
Yeah, so most times, again, people think that rabbits may be abandoned, but mama only comes back twice, at dawn and at dusk. So baby bunnies do spend a lot of time in that nest by themselves. If you think there may be an abandoned nest, use some grass or some sticks and make a little X across the nest. And if by the next day, if that X is not disturbed, then you know that something might have happened to mama and she's not going to come back. And then you want to contact a licensed rehabilitator to find out what to do. If you think a baby bunny has been injured, carefully pick it up, put it in a little dark, quiet box, and take it to a veterinarian. Your human scent will not deter mama bird or mama bunny from helping their young. So if a bird has fallen out of the nest and it's uninjured, go ahead and gently put it back up into the nest. If you feel like you've disturbed the bunny nest and the bunnies are not self-sufficient and they need to be put back in the nest, you can do that, and mama won't mind.
Okay, see, now that definitely busts a myth for sure, because I always thought if you handled them, then the mom didn't want anything to do with them. Are there any other things that people should know about possibly interacting with baby animals?
I would say leave them to nature as much as possible, because they are stressed so easily. Especially little bunnies in general are very fragile and easily stressed, and just the stress can often actually kill them. So the best thing is to just leave them be, unless you feel like they're in a situation in which they really need medical help, and then be as gentle and quiet as possible, putting them in a little dark box, for them to be as safe and secure and low stress as possible. I
Okay.
hope that answers.
Yeah, it does. All right, for sure.